Hello? I should be finally here. I have finally arrived. Sorry about that, I was having issues. Because keep in mind, I'm still running this off a potato of a laptop. I'm doing my best here. Hold on a second. Huh. That's odd. Hmm. I'm getting contradicting information from YouTube here. Because according to this, there's 0 people watching, but according to my other device, there's 6, now 3. Eh? What's going on here? Now that's up to 9! Nobody's even messaging. Is that just me? Am I just stuck from the past? Is there a glitch going on? And or or is nobody just messaging? And to be honest, I can't really blame them. Ah, never mind. People are here. People are talking. They're just being shy. Still, it's so odd. I'm receiving contradicting information here. Because on one, there's 7 people watching. But on the other, there's 0. What the hell's happening? Ah, I see. I see the problem. But I don't think I can fix it. Because the stream settings is for some reason stuck on like 13 minutes ago. So like, I don't think I can fix that. It's just YouTube trying its best, trying its best with my device. Oh dear God. Oh, God. YouTube does that? Oh, trust me, I know. YouTube's just weird. Oh, that's odd. Hmm. The information has updated, but it's still going on about ages ago. Ah, it doesn't matter. Yo. Hello, Thomas. You spelled Thomas wrong. Whoa. Oh yeah, certainly. Whoa. Hmm. User experience buffering. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just checking to see what's going on because if there's a oh, hold on. There we go. I forgot. There we go. I forgot to change stuff because I am stupid. This is already a mess as normal. There we go. There we go. Damn, how far behind is the stream? Like, how far back is the bloody stream? Sorry, I almost missed the stream because I thought it was on Sunday. Am I streaming on the wrong day? Hold on, I might actually be streaming on the wrong day. I'm gonna check. Because I actually might have. I wouldn't be surprised knowing me. Hold on. Just let me go back to my first ever video. Nah. I'm doing it on the right day. The 3rd of August. Damn, I've been doing this shit for over a year. I mean, like, it's so odd because I've been doing this for like over a year. It feels like I've done a fair bit, but it also feels like I've barely done anything. Like, I understand why I feel like that because the vast majority of the content has been the read-through series, and I enjoy making those videos. It's just that it doesn't take. Of course, I do put effort into making it. I just don't put my full effort into making it. I don't put the full creative vision and drive and stuff for the read through videos. I'm just spewing my mind into a mic. Meanwhile, for the other videos, like the grass video and the Dragons Are Blank series, those require me to write a script, and those are the videos that require the most work to make happen. But it's so odd. Huh. Oh well. Right, I'm gonna reopen the chat so I can stop my bloody rambling. Hello, I hope the very one will have a great... I can't read. I wrote everyone. I read everyone as very. I am blind. It's the correct date. Crazy. You could do analysis videos. I could. I seriously could. Well, I'm considering doing it. Well, I am thinking of doing it. In fact, if anything, I'm starting to do it already because of the grass video. But like, it will be hard to do. It will be hard to do them because there's so many people doing them. Like, there's JMA, who did a lot because he uploaded weekly and he covered a lot of topics in a very short amount of time. There's also, of course, Charcoal. Like, he just uploaded a video about the love triangles. Like, I'll fully admit, when I saw that video being uploaded, I was like, I could have done that. And of course, I'm hesitant to do that because somebody else has already done it. How can I do it without incorporating somebody else's opinion into it, or having somebody else's video affect mine? I don't know, it's odd. I'm about to ask this man the best life questions. Number one, what kind of cheese do you like? The true, hard-hitting questions. Already a year? I feel so old. How do you think I feel? I'm the person who makes these. I like to ramble a lot. I take it that you do considering you're watching me. And I am nothing but rambling. Like, I want to say, like, 90% of my channel is just pure rambling. It's just me constantly talking and just not knowing when to stop. Which is so odd because I tell ya, I'm not like this in real life. He's like a powerhouse? What the fuck does that mean? Oh god. I, I'm gonna get to that long. I'm gonna get to the longer messages eventually. Just hold on. So, like, why are your scales scorching? Isn't it obvious? I'm just that hot. No, but seriously, I just needed a username, and I really like alliteration, like, like scorched scales. It begins with the same letter. Both begins with an S. So like, before creating the channel, Peril was my favorite character. So I was like, alliteration, dragon that's constantly on fire. I want to have two words, so I have a beginning and a last name. So, Scorched Scales. It's as stupid as that. Oh, it's very awkward without background music. But without background music, but if I had background music, my laptop would probably explode. So we're gonna have to do without it, sadly. Which means I'll have to keep on talking, which isn't that hard to do. I would like to point out to everyone that scavengers can lift at least 109 tons. This was taken by the fact that he, being 16 years old, should be around 5'6". I did calculations using how dense quadrite is, assuming that it's a cube. Is that an actual thing? Like, if you did the maths, would it turn out that the humans in Wings of Fire are just insanely strong? That explains why they survived so long. That they can just pick up dragons and just throw them. The dragons fear the scavengers. They don't want to be picked up. I mean, it's nice background noise. Yes, I am I am pure background noise. I am just pure noise. I never stop. There's no difference between me and white noise. Because he was the blast because he was in the blast radius of the fat man when he was dropped on Hiroshima. You did not imply that I'm called Scorched Scales because of that? I'm gonna move on from that one. I also heard your chair squeak. I'm approaching your I'm approaching your location rapidly with that information. But I'm not sitting on a chair. So I don't know who you're tracking down. Which character do you hate the most in Wings of Fire? Hold on, I'm going to take a sip of water first, so I can actually speak fluently. Okay, which one do I hate the most? Okay, it hasn't changed that much. It hasn't changed that much from when I first read the series, but I still, of course, morally, everybody should hate Whirlpool due to him, you know, being a nonce. But it has to be Chameleon for me. Like, he treats Peril terribly. He destroyed Kinkajou. And, in my opinion, he didn't get what he deserved. Wow, yes, he did have his scrolls be stripped from him, which did mean a lot to him. So, like, from his point of view, he has had the punishment he requires. But I don't know, I just think he deserves a good fist to the face. So yeah, probably Chameleon, but him and Whirlpool are interchangeable depending on the day. Making videos is hard. Making videos is hard. This is true. I have a video short movie I've been working on for almost 2 years. I made it without a script for most parts. Well, I need to speak. Words come out of my mouth. Well, yes, because of course the timeline of how videos come out does change. Depending upon what kind of videos you're making and how you make them and your creative process. Like my read-through series, it takes me like I want to say 3 days to make that. One day to record it, the next day to go through the audio, and the next day to edit it. But meanwhile, the grass video, that took me like 3 weeks to make, working on and off. Like, yeah, of course, these things do change upon what you're making, and the quality of said video. So yeah, making stuff is very hard. Just the important thing is getting out there and actually doing it, because once you start running, it becomes quite hard to stop. Unless you get tired, of course. When do you plan a reread of the series? Okay, in my personal... Okay, outside of YouTube, I would say probably like on the lead up to the release of Arc 4. Like, I'll want to be completely refreshed for when Arc 4 comes out. But before that, there's a chance I might read individual books, depending upon what videos I want to make, what I'm currently working on, or just what I want to read. So like, a reread of the full series will... outside of YouTube will probably be happening whenever Arc 4 happens. So, I don't know. Power scaling dragons would be cool? Yes. Like a outrageously dumb video where like I power scale the characters in the series. Oh, that video idea is so dumb it just might work. Thank you, I might actually keep that. Rainwings are easily the strongest tribe. Tui just nerfed them by making them lazy. Yeah, sure. I swear you giggle every 2 sentences. Well, yeah, 'cause I'm funny. It's like that wheezing giggle. That's just how I laugh. I can't change how I laugh. Nor do I want to change how I laugh. I like how I laugh. Would you rather have bacon, but no games? Or games, unlimited bacon? Wait, what? Would you rather have bacon, but no games? Or games, and unlimited games, but no games? I think you had a typo there, mate. uh... I guess I'll go with the first one because that stuff actually changes and doesn't contradict itself. Is this life just gonna be you making fun of yourself? Well, yeah. That's like 90% of my humor. Yeah, that's his daily routine. You've been standing this whole time. No, I'm not standing. I am very much sitting, but I am very much sitting. I'm just not sitting on a chair. Because if I was standing, I would sound a lot more active. Because then I would be moving every single second. He ain't got no setup. I mean, yeah, I've got no setup. Running Ruins just called me out here. I'm pretty sure he's on his bed. Why you gotta call me out like that, man? Yeah, this entire channel is made on a bed. Well, not the entire channel. It's recorded on a bed. But everything else, edited elsewhere. I need to speak words English. Just a Q&A for fun. I'm pretty sure if there's heavy stream delay. Yeah, there's always heavy stream delay. Like, I don't think I can fix it, sadly. Leaf was mentioned in Dragon Slayer. Leaf was mentioned in Dragon Slayer to be comparable of lifting boulder 2 times his size. So that's where I got my calculation from. Mate, I don't think they were being literal. Do you think Flame Silks could beat Rainwings? Because they could sense where they are, just pew pew fire. It depends on who got the drop on who. Like, if the Rainwings got the drop on the Flame Silks would lose because the Rainwings would shoot their acid before before the flame soaks even knew they were there. But if the flame soaks got a drop on them, then yeah, they would probably know because then they would already be prepared to sense stuff with their antennae. It was mentioned in book one. That Clave dived as fast as lightning. So would come out as 270,000 miles per hour. Yeah, mate. This stuff isn't literal. if that that's just slang for he dived fast. But they can't sense invisible dragons. Can they not? Hold on, am I being stupid here? Right, because I'm fairly sure... because I'm sure in the Flames of Hope, when the gang, I guess I'll call them, arrived on Pantala, I'm fairly certain they could sense something was there, but they weren't able to pinpoint them exactly. This might just come down to me being very poorly misinformed. Also, if it takes focus for so consistent having to still, we don't have to stand still for exile, it becomes natural. Do a rain wink could shoot venom at a still target? Yes, just shoot. Why do you love Peril so much? Okay. I've got a backstory to this. Just hold on, I'm gonna take a sip of water. Okay. Peril was already my favorite character before reading Arc 2. Because I just found her funny. Like, I saw a big fiery dragon demon, and I was like, huh, she's funny. She's gonna be my profile picture. She's my favorite. And so that's what I did. But then I read Arc 2, and when I got to... Hold on. No, don't tell me I've forgotten the name of the book. I have to know the name of the book. It's Moon Rising, Winter Turning. Escape in Peril. Sorry. But then I actually read Escape in Peril, and I was like, huh. I weirdly relate to this character. I mean, like... I'll fully admit, in fiction in general, I don't relate that much to characters. Like, I enjoy them, but there's been very, very few times in fiction where I've gone, oh, I relate to this character. But there are reasons behind that, which I'm not going to go into here, probably. But when I read Escape in Peril, no joke, that was one of the first times where I've experienced a form of media where I was like, oh, that's me! I mean, like, to my memory, I even related to the way she talked about herself, which is so odd. Because, like, someday, I have to return to Escape in Peril, reread it, and find out if I actually related to her, or if I just really liked it because I liked their character. So yeah, it was just a happy coincidence. This stream hella delayed by a few minutes. I love it. Not for real though, background being so glitched too. Okay, is my audio fine? Or is it just the background? Because I think my audio might be fine and that's what matters. Do you speak any other languages other than English? No. It's the only bits of in school. My school forced me to learn French for I want to say 9 years straight, and the only thing I know is Je m'appelle Adam, and that 9 in French is Nerf. And I only remembered that because I remember as a child going, oh, like Nerf? The toy guns? That's the only reason why I remembered. All I know is Je m'appelle Adam. That's all I know. 9 years. 9 years of class is just wasted. Wait, do you have frost scales? Do you think frost scales exist considering we have fire scales? Well, we are already halfway there because ice wings are just naturally cold. Like if you touch a nightwing, like if you touched an ice wing, you would feel cold. But in like terms of fire scales, where you would touch it, where where you would touch it and you would be set on fire. It would be a very neat idea to have like, oh, you touch something and then and then like you instantly freeze. Like you don't even burn to death; you just freeze. You're just instantly dead. Oh dear God. My rambling is so much that I'm behind the chat. Okay. Favorite and least favorite tribe. Okay. I think my favorite tribe just has to be the Sandwings. It has been. It has been since I read. It has been since I read the. It has been since I read The Brightest Night. I just think they're really cool. Like the Scorpion Den. Like yeah. It probably isn't a place where I would go in real life, but reading it as a story, it's probably my favorite place in the world. Well, in the Wings of Fire world, not in the real world. But the least favorite, oh, I'll be honest, I like all of them. I haven't hated a single one of them. But, like, thinking about it, if I had to remove one, which one would it be? Hmm. It can't be any of the Pantalon dragons because they need to stay for the story to work. Hmm. I can't choose. I like all of them. Okay, like if you pointed a gun to my head, which I would be very confused why you would be pointing a gun at me. and you told me to remove one of the tribes. I do have to say, I do like them, but sadly, it would probably be the Mudwings because they've done the least. Like, I, I was about to say, if Clay was another tribe, it wouldn't really change that much. But then I remembered stuff that's actually, but then I remember what actually happened in that book, and I just go, no, that wasn't necessary. But so like I guess Mudwings, but I still like them. Will the sea wings or ice wings be harder to completely exterminate because sea wings are underwater and ice wings have a cold environment, and the palace is enchanted to never break or melt or anything? Okay, I reckon the sea wings would be harder to kill because the ocean is endless. If they wanted to, they could just go further down and down until the pressure would crush anybody that isn't a sea wing. So, like, but as for the ice wings, I guess. Oh, I hit the mic! Sorry about that. But as for the ice wings, I guess the. I guess the. I guess the theoretical invading force could just put on more layers? Like, put more stuff on to prevent the cold? It would take a lot of stuff, but it would be possible. And then just fight. Well, it does depend on when this is set, because if it's pre the dangerous gift, they wouldn't stand a chance because they would be exterminated by the wall. But if it's post the dangerous gift, then there wouldn't be a wall stopping them, and they could just kill. Tell me how, dude. Since none of the materials Peril cannot melt are real are real material. Heck, it was even shown in book 5, graphic novel, her melting through stone. I don't know the point you're trying to get to there. Which main character do you find the most annoying? Uh, by main character, I'm going to assume you mean like POV characters, the core cast. Hmm. Damn, are my standards just that low? Because like I found next to none of them annoying. Like, annoying. Hmm. I guess it would be either Winter or Turtle. But that is primarily because of the character arc that they go through. Like, at the beginning of book 7, I forgot numbers for a second. Winter is very. I'm trying to find a word for it that isn't the obvious one. Is very hateful towards Nightwings and anybody that isn't an Icewing. So, but like obviously that isn't a good thing, but of course his character arc is him overcoming that. It's him learning to be, better. But then like the other one would like maybe might be Turtle. Yeah, I would say probably Turtle, but it is a combination of how the actual story is structured and his POV. Because his character arc is him learning to be brave. It's him it's him truly accepting who he is really. And it's him learning heroism to my memory. but and like he isn't really the driving force of his own book. So I fully admit I was kind of like, oh come on, just get on with it already. Learn, grow, become a better person. so, so, so like yeah, probably Turtle, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed the book. That. One of my weird headcanons is that some mudwings have mushrooms growing off their backs. I think that'd be a cool look. Yeah. Mudwings just don't shower. They just have mushrooms growing on them. They just don't take showers. Oh my god. The Nightwings are British. And the Mudwings are Redditors. They go around going like, oh, wholesome 100. I just have the mental image of like a big mudwing sitting on like a tiny chair, like using a tiny mouse, just upvoting posts on Reddit. That's so stupid. I'm going to take another sip of water because laughing took one out of me for some reason. Okay, here is a possible controversial question. What is your favorite ship? Now, I'll fully admit, I'm not that big of a shipper. Just, I enjoy some of them, and even then, it is more casual. Like, yeah, I like them. Yeah, I find them entertaining. But my favorite one? It's very unfortunate what my favorite one is. Because I would say my favorite one is probably Glorybringer. Because I just find them funny. I find the back and forth like really funny. So like so I find myself going, ooh, I want to see more of them because I find them entertaining. Which of course does end up being very unfortunate due to the existence of the winglets. But Jade Mountain Archive already made a whole video about that. So I won't go that much into it because I don't want to set this stream on fire. I thought the 9 meant no. No, that's German. What's your opinion on Moonwatcher and Ghibli? Okay. Hold on. Okay. Out of the 2 options that Moonwatcher had, to go with Winter or Ghibli, I'm glad she went with Ghibli. Because that relationship was probably the best for her. But I will fully admit, I didn't really care for either of them. I didn't really care for her being with Winter or her being with Ghibli. Because from what I remember from Moonwatcher's point of view, it didn't really go into that much detail about her romantic thoughts about either of them. But meanwhile, in both Winter and Ghibli's books, it was a majority of a lot of her thoughts were completely centered around her, which not gonna lie, I find kind of funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I would have preferred if Moonwatcher had gotten with Kinkajou. But that's probably because I find the dynamic entertaining. That's just what it is for me. I just realized the number one way to get me invested in a relationship isn't by having them. Isn't by having them. Be a good couple. It's by having them just be funny. So, yeah, there's my controversial opinion. Out of the 3 arcs, which one is the most messy and most problematic? I'm sorry, but like, it's easily arc 3. Like, arc 2 did have its issues. Like, the books aren't really interconnected that much. But at least it had a decent final that wrapped up most things. But like, the final for Arc 3, The Flames of Hope, that's just like, I'm sorry, but it butchered the whole thing. Like, I was really, and I mean really, enjoying Arc 3 up until that book. Up until book 15, I was like, huh. If this sticks for, if book 15 sticks the landing, this might be the best arc in my opinion. But then I read book 15. Like, yeah, this, I'm sorry, but there's just so much missed potential there, and like, they straight up just leave some plot threads just unresolved, and they spend like a solid chunk of that movie of that book in a cave discussing the villain's backstory. If Tui had stuck to the hive mind, just being a plant, and not having to delve into the backstory of the human. I've forgotten his name, I'll be honest. Like, if they did that, that would give a lot more chance that, that would have given book 15 just a lot more time to do more stuff. So yeah, I'm sorry. Like, yeah, I still love Arc 3. I adore some of the books in there, but it's like, oh, that ending though. Ugh. But thankfully, it doesn't ruin the rest of the arc for me. I still love every other book in that arc. It really is just the last one that does the whole arc as a story in. Hold on. Did I miss something? Hold on. Never mind, I just scrolled back and I just saw the comments. I just saw the comments replying to my Redditor comment. Skywings are underused to not as much as Mudwings, but still underused. Hmm. Yeah, I could see that. Because we have one Mudwing POV, and I believe one Skywing POV, because I'm including the actual book as a whole, not the prologues and epilogues. So like, yeah, we could use another Skywing POV, which is why which is why we're probably going to get one from Cliff in Arc 4 because he's probably going to be one of the protagonists. Oh, what just happened? Oh, hold on. I just realized I didn't have my background on loop. Hold on. There we go. Sorry about that. For real, for real. Even though Peril is my fave character and Scarlet is a very close second, Winter didn't deserve Moon. Yeah, probably. Winter probably did need somebody who wasn't Moon. I mean, like, ironically, before before reading A Dangerous Gift, I believe it is mentioned somewhere that Lynx is like the only other dragon who's kind to Winter. So I was like, oh, he could be with Lynx. But then I read A Dangerous Gift. And I don't think Lynx swings that way to go towards Winter. How much do you know about mineral science? Nothing. I failed chemistry. No, I love Arc 3, but I understand. I know, I love Arc 3 too. It's just that it's the weakest overall, in my opinion. Did you like book 14 though? Yes, I really liked book 14 because the reason why I enjoyed why I enjoyed reading Snowfall's POV and her character development over like Winter or Turtles is because I knew exactly what was going to happen from the beginning. Well, I did also from the others, but, 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 but like, I was, I, I loved sitting there, just watching the gears turn in Snowfall's head as she slowly and slowly becomes a better person. Like, I enjoyed her development a lot more than Winters and Turtles, in my opinion. I like Arc One the most. Sorry about my opinion. Okay, this may be controversial yet again because of the existence of Darkstalker, but I would say that like Arc One is still probably the best overall story with the arc as a whole. Every single book is good. All of them are solid. Well, that's arguable for Lost Air for me personally, but and it resolves everything that it's set up. And in my opinion, and in my opinion, it does it all. It does it all well. But meanwhile, there are parts of Arc Two where it's like, oh, that, that could have been done better. Like I still can't get over. It's at the end of the Talents of Power, book 9, where it's like, ooh, there's a ghost sea wing, and it was Moray, wasn't it? That was his name, wasn't it? The guy who did the massacre. I think his name was Moray, or something along those lines. And I'm just being stupid. Where it's like he came back as a ghost, and I was like, ooh, that's so cool. I can't wait to see how they resolve that. And it was just resolved off screen. It was only mentioned once, and then it was resolved. And Vulture just vanishes, and nothing with him pays off. Like, damn, I do like Arc 2, but it's like, there's some things in there. There are some things in there I don't like. And we've already discussed about Arc 3. I think. Sorry about that. I think Moon and Kinkajou are just good friends. Yeah, yes, they are. But what I'm saying is, out of the options, I just personally, I just personally, I just personally would have preferred Moon and Kinkajou out of the available options. What do you think of the graphic novel art style? For me, it's good, but it has some problems. Well, you see, in order to experience and judge the art style of graphic novels, I would actually have to read them. Which, yes, it may be shocking to learn that I haven't actually read them, considering my channel and how much I've used the panels and how much I've used the panels of books. But it's like, I've never sat down to read them yet. Because, well, I will fully admit that does partly link because I plan to make a whole video about it in the future. But I don't think the art style is bad. It's better. It's a lot better. It's a lot better than what I could do. Just in some places, I just think it does really feel like Mike Holmes is kind of being overworked by having to release one of these every year. Like, really? Only a year to make one of these? Really? Because, like, I'll fully admit, I know very little to nothing about Warrior Cats, Wings of Fire's sister series, but I am aware that for their graphic novel series, they did bring in multiple artists, which might have been the better option because 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 you aren't overworking the same person over and over again. If you need any help with material knowledge of firearms, I know a lot about them. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, okay, but I don't know if this is a hot take. But I don't know if I like the new. I don't like if I like. I don't know if I like. I don't like. Read. I don't like the new graphic novel cover for Escape in Peril. The the green sky is just kind of ew. I like the cover because, of course, because the green sky is there to contrast against Peril's everything. So, like, I do think it could have been framed better, like with, like there being no land below her, having Peril be bigger on the cover, and just like having fire like surround the edges. Like, I do think it could have been better from a conceptual standpoint, but I don't mind it, and I can't critique it that much, considering the kind of stuff that I draw. Consider, considering the quality of my drawings. No, his name is Albatross. Yes, of course it's Albatross. This is why I might need a reread. Because I remember what happens. I remember these characters and what they do. It's just that sometimes these names just slip through my head. Real, I don't have any guns in my country. Same. Okay, I read a very concerning message. But then I got to the end, and I realized, and then I realized it, and then I realized it was a joke. I tell ya, it's a banger. Who's your favorite villain? you can choose two, but if you can't choose one. Ooh, my favorite villain. Of course, Queen Scarlet is up there. Queen Scarlet is just deliciously evil. She's great. And like going back to Arc 3 yet again, I think Queen Wasp might have had the chance. I keep on taking pauses because I just ate a large meal. She could have had the chance to become my favorite villain. But after book 3, she just becomes irrelevant. Like, she was such a good villain. Like, even though most of the time she didn't appear in the book, you still felt her overarching presence. It still felt like her eyes were gazing right at the characters. So it's like, I really like that, but it doesn't stick the landing. I do think that really is a situation where the ending of Arc 3 does kind of bring the whole thing down for me personally. Have you ever played Hollow Knight? Nope. I've heard of it, but I haven't played it. I'll be honest, I barely play video games. It's not like a, ooh, I'm superior to video games thing, because I'm not superior to video games. Like, I enjoy them every so often. But it's like, what always happens with me is that I boot up a new game. I play it. I like it. I switch the game off because I'm finished playing. I switch the game off because I'm finished for the day, and I just never return to it. This happened. This has happened multiple times. To where I enjoy the game, but I just don't return to it. I think a reason for it is because like I just personally prefer the medium of like movies and TV shows because they're smaller, they're more digestible. Like you can watch a movie in like 2-3 hours rather than investing 80 hours into a video game. And even then, I do think it does change on depending what kind of video games that you play. Because I think I would probably really like some heavily story-based games, but I can't play them because I'm on Xbox. I'm on Xbox One. I'm still on the last gen. So sorry I haven't. What do you think is the most deranged, outrageous, and absolutely flabbergastedly stupid warship of all time? Hmm. Hmm. I remember seeing one once and just going, "Oh wow, this is stupid," but I forget what it is. So I'll probably just name one off the top of my head. Hmm. Hmm. I have to keep on making noise because otherwise it's just going to be awkward silence because there's no background noise. There's no background music. I would say most of most of the shipping between the Dragonets of Destiny, because I just see them as brother and sisters. I see them as family. I personally don't like the idea of any of them getting involved with each other. But even then, it is kinda addressed in the books, with Starflight having a crush on Sunny. But even then, to my memory, it is all just chalked up to, ooh, I like you as a friend. And due to POV's changing, we don't really get Starflight's internal conclusion to that. Especially since I'm pretty sure him and Sunny do talk about it at the end of The Brightest Night off screen. So, Bred as in illegal or just rare pair? What? Wow, you're just talking about guns. Who is the most sane character in the series? Okay. I'm thinking like Mangrove? Wait, no. Is that the name that I'm looking for? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Is that the name I'm looking for? Because I don't think it is. Hold on. Yeah, yeah. That wasn't the guy who I was thinking of, but yeah. I now that I have a name to a picture, and I know exactly who this is. Yeah, this guy's definitely on the list, but he wasn't the guy who I was thinking of. Hold on. Hold on. I'll know the name when I see it. Hold on, I'm just scrolling through the wiki. Is this who I'm thinking of? No, there is another guy who I'm thinking of. God, I hate that this is taking so long. I should know this character's name. I knew this character's name. I knew it off the top of my head. It's just vanished. God. God. This is embarrassing. Hold on, I'm almost there. There we go. I had the name. I just didn't know that was him. The guy who I was thinking of was Mandrake. Because the guy just really likes bugs. Bugs is just his special interest. Like, he's just a regular dude. Oh, there is also Bullfrog. Bullfrog to me does kind of just feel like a random person you took off the street who you just put into the story. I'm going through to see what I missed. If you could choose one character to have a book, which character? Ooh, which one? Here's the thing, because I have a few stories that I want to hear. Like, I want to hear Thorn's backstory. I want to hear what happened there. Like, I would have loved if we had gotten, like, a book from Thorn's point of view. As she became the dominant force within the Scorpion Den. And how she met Stone Mover. And another one. Okay, the next one is kind of linked to a event that I want to see, but not a precise character that we could see it from. Like, I want to see what happened in the rainforest when Sunny was off doing her own thing. I want to see what happened there. Like it could be from it could be from POV of like Kinkajou, Deathbringer, Jambu. It could be from anyone with POVs, and I would be happy. I just want to see what happened. Have you read Percy Jackson? No, I haven't. And to be honest, I don't know if I will. Because even in school, Greek mythology wasn't really my kind of thing. Like, I've always preferred Norse mythology. That's just more my style. And I just I did watch the Disney Plus show as it was coming out. I enjoyed it, but visually and production wise, it did fall into a lot of problems that most Disney Plus live action shows do. But as for actually reading it, I'm not sure because, as I just said, Greek mythology, not really my cup of tea. And I am aware, that the book was written in like the late 90s. So like apparently it includes a lot of like 90s jokes and references that I just won't get. So like I probably won't. But but there's a small chance that I might someday. Alternative title: Scorch yaps for about an hour to his fans. Well, yeah, this is a Q&A. Hold on, I'm just drinking water. It's very important to drink water, people. It's important. It keeps you from dying. If humans existed in the dragons, if humans exist, if humans exist with the dragons in this place similar to Earth, is it Earth the same place, alternative universe, where dragons evolved from dinosaurs? Okay, I understand your thinking, but I don't. I don't. That is. I believe that's not the case. Because, first off, the islands are shaped like dragons, and there's magic. But essentially, from from the human's point of view, the world of Wings of Fire is a post-apocalyptic fantasy world. Because, like, at some point, because at some point, the world of Wings of Fire, Pyria in particular, was dominated by humans. There were humans everywhere. There were full-on kingdoms, giants, dominating the skyline. But they all died. The dragons killed them all. So like, I like the idea that could this possibly like be like a world where dinosaurs never died? But my interpretation is that depending on the perspective, this series is very different. From the dragon's point of view, it's a completely it's a very unique fantasy world and concept. But from a human's perspective, it's the apocalypse. Don't drink too much of it, though. Why? It's just water. We are already made of water. I'm fairly certain more water won't hurt me. Unless I drown in it. Oh, dear God. What was that sound effect? Oh, sorry. Excuse me. So, Scorched. Are you still pro-humans in WoF or anti-humans in WoF? Okay. I have pretty much always been pro-humans in Wings of Fire. Because, as I said earlier, it can lead to it can lead to very unique perspectives to the world. Because, from a human's point of view, it's like Planet of the Apes, where it's this world that humans used to dominate, but then they were overthrown by, from their point of view, their usurpers. But however, from the dragon's point of view, they were the revolutionaries who stood up against the humans. So, like, if we dug into that more, I think a lot more people would like it. But as it is, I think it's fine as it is. It could be better. It could be a fair bit better. But it could be worse. Like, I do see people being paranoid, like, ooh, she's included humans once. Eventually this whole series is going to become about humans. Like, if the entirety of Arc 2 is about humans. Like, if the main villain is a human who wants to kill all dragons, I would be up for that. I think that'd be an interesting concept for a story. But I very much understand why people would be hesitant to that, because from their point of view, this is a series about dragons, so it should be about dragons. But the truth is, I don't think it ever will truly become all humans. I think at the very most, humans, if I can speak, will always be a side part. There will always be They will always be a accessory to the dragons in this series, because this book series is known as the Dragon Book series. That's its appeal. But I will say, having humans could give us new dynamics and new perspectives. Like, a part of a reason why humans are essential in franchises like Godzilla and Transformers is to give us perspectives. It's to give us a grounded view of the world, interacting with these fantastical concepts. Like, Transformers can work without humans. Hell, we're getting Transformers 1 this year, which is just all Transformers. But when you remove the humans, the robots aren't giant anymore. They're just people who are robots. So, I think if we had more human and dragon interaction, that could go on to greater demonstrate the differences between the two. Because without humans, giant monsters aren't giant. Without humans, robots in disguise are just robots. So, what are dragons without humans? Sorry about that. I was drinking. I hated drinking water Then I had a then I had a plumber fix my pipe, and found out the pipe where I drank the water is corroded. I had it fixed. You were secretly poisoning yourself the whole time. What is your favorite flavor of ice cream? I'll free admit, I'm a basic bitch here. Vanilla. Have you made a little fan story on Wings of Fire with original characters? I made one once. It was a dumpster fire of a story, but it started my love of writing stories. Okay, I haven't written anything in Wings of Fire world, fan wise or official. But when I was younger, this is kind of embarrassing. I used to write How to Train Your Dragon fanfiction. And without my knowledge, I essentially took the franchise and Wings of Fire fight it. Like, I took the series, I removed all the humans, and just made the dragons talk. And, like, I wrote it for, like, a fair bit. I never actually published it. And sadly, I don't have access to them anymore. So sadly, I can't read them either. But, like, there was a solid year or two there where I did write, and I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of wish I kept on doing it. Because I really enjoyed doing it. So I was, so now I'm like, what would my skills be now if I kept on doing it? It's still, my skills, my skills probably wouldn't be good. But I just found the thought interesting. Yeah, I freaking love dragon books. Humans having attention in some books never ruined it for me. It just gives the dragons more dynamics. There we go. You have not seen you have not seen what I watched as a kid. I watched The Kid when I was 2, and I miss live leaks, military footage also, by the way, my school. I am not. Mate, that's not something to brag about. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it'll become humans all the time with dragons. Come on, fandom! The dragons have a life outside their relationships with humans. Agreed. Have you watched G1 or Beast Wars? Imagine Imagine Transformers Beast Wars and Wings of Fire crossover. That could be interesting. Hmm. I've watched Beast Wars. I watched it years ago. I've watched episodes of G1, but I haven't watched the whole thing. I've watched like a handful of episodes. Because I will fully admit, I I've watched everything post Transformers Prime, except Rescue Bots. But going back, that's my problem. Like, I watched the first few episodes. I tried to watch Transformers animated, but whenever I do, I enjoy it. I get 5 episodes in, and I just stop. I don't know why. But as for Beast Wars, I remember enjoying it. But 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 it has been a fair few years. And as I just said, I've never watched. And as I just said, I haven't watched the entirety of G1. But as for a crossover between the two, I think the concept. I think the concept. I think the concept. I think the concept would be the Maximals and Predacons crashing on Pyria or Pantala instead of Earth. So, like, they take on the forms of the dragon tribes instead of the animals around them. Like, ooh, and with that, you do have them socially interacting with the actual dragons since they are intelligent. Huh. That actually is a interesting concept. New Dragon City is a okay book. So is Earth Dragons. Also, I am reading a book. Okay. What's your favorite arc? I answered this earlier, but due to me being me, I was very rambly. As for overall arc, how it functions in between as a story, it has to be arc 1 because in my opinion it functions the best as a story. But as for the arc with the best individual books, has to be arc 2 for me. But if I had to pick one, it would be arc 1. Are you... Okay. Some of you may already know the answer to this question. Are you the YouTuber Dr. Indominus? I've been found out. Because I actually recognize this user. I know who you are. I've seen you in my comment sections of Dr. Indominus. Because this is actually one of 2 YouTube channels that I run. Albeit I haven't uploaded to the other one in like a month or so. But I actually just recorded a video this week for that channel, but it'll be coming soon. So, like, yes, I do have another channel. This, Scorched Scales, is actually my second channel. And my first one that I created in 2016. No, 2018? 2017, I think. It's called Dr. Indominus, where I talk about anything and everything dinosaur. So mostly just Jurassic. And this is the other channel that I run, Scorched Scales. So yeah, I am Dr. Indominus. Hello. What character was so butchered by the writing in the first arc? For me, it was Clay. Over time in that arc. For me, it was Tsunami. Because the point of her arc, well, one of the points of her arc in her book is that she learned to be less impulsive. She learned to think about her decisions and approach people with kindness at first. But then you get to the next book and she's just the same. She totally she totally she acts as if the character arc in book 2 never happened. So like I it is entertaining Tsunami's character pre her learning to be a better person, because it's just entertaining. And like I understand that somebody can't change straight away. It's a process that change is a process that happens over time. But I would have liked to see her go like, "Oh, sorry, I'm trying to be better." But she never does. She does always act as if she was right. But but that is partly just Tsunami being Tsunami. I just think it would she, she could stay the same as she's written right now. I just would have preferred if every so often she would say, "I'm sorry, I'm trying to change," or or, or you see her hesitate. That was really the one in arc 2 that in arc 1 that got to me. That got on my nerves. Drinking my vanilla shake, lol. Okay, I will say, we only have. This will be ending. I will be leaving in 10 minutes. Because my throat is sore. It's nearly 10 o'clock. And I feel like my throat is about to explode. So if you so if you have any questions that you want to ask them now. From Doberman, what do you do for work? I am a student. I study film. That's all I'm going to say. Because if I say any more, I may accidentally reveal where I study, which I don't want to do. How do you think the Wings of Fire TV show is gonna turn out? We know so little to make any judgments at the moment. We only know it's being made at Amazon. It's being produced by Columbia Pictures, I think. No, it's MGM. And we know the producer, who I don't know the name of because he's the producing head at MGM. But I'm optimistic towards it, but I am kind of worried. Because, like, Amazon has like a 80-20 on their adaptations. Like 80% of them, like Invincible, are really good. And and I will admit, I do like and I am probably the only person who actually likes the Rings of Power. But I am aware there are some more shows on there that that are adaptations that essentially butcher the source material. Like, I started watching the Wheels of Time show. I stopped after 3 episodes because I got bored. Like that, like I wouldn't be surprised if that was due to them distancing themselves from the source material. So like it is like a there's a chance it might be good, there's a chance it might be bad. It depends on who they get to make it. Because, hell, I plan to make a whole video on this. But adaptations do change depending on who's making it. Like, if a person is really passionate about it, you can feel that passion burn through. But even then, that person can be corrupted by the studio heads, and they could just hire somebody who just doesn't care and does a poor job. But even then, just because you don't care, and you don't adore the source material, that doesn't mean you're going to do a bad job. Like there have been some properties recently that got extensions by people who aren't fans of them, in which they're the most praised projects those franchises have had in years. So, like, it really does depend on who they get to make it. But I will say, I do have one thing to actually say, which is that I was able to see some of the leaked footage from the Netflix show before it was cancelled. I liked how it was turning out, but I didn't like some of the designs. Like, I hated Glory's design. Like, it just looked like one of the dragons from, like, bloody Rescue Riders or something. Like, I just want the dragons to look like dragons, because that's the book's appeal. So, like, yeah, I'm optimistic towards it, but changes will be made, and I just hope it's good. What's a character you think should have gone more page time? All of the love interests in Arc 1, besides Peril because she gets her own book. Riptide, he's there. If he got more page time, we could have had more time to develop him. Deathbringer, I think we could have had a really good character arc with Deathbringer, with him learning his, like with him coming to terms with what he's done, and how his purpose was to kill, to keep a prophecy running, and to find out that, the prophecy is a lie. That would affect him too. But that's never really discussed because he isn't a POV character. And Fate Speaker, I wish she had an arc of her own. But those are things that could be improved in the TV show. Was Tsunami out of character when she appeared in Arc 3? I don't know. Oh, I'm struggling to remember what she acted. I think she was fine in Arc 3, because in Arc 3 she was in danger. In her head, she was in a dangerous area. She was constantly under threat. So her being more aggressive and more front forward makes more sense, rather than just being a prick. What accent do you have? I'm British, but I'm not London British. I'm not one of those posh twats from down south. I'm something that my people call a Geordie, albeit I don't 100% sound like one. So, yeah. I like it. It's like a part of your personality. Are of are our voices not a part of our personality? If Wings of Fire is a pay to watch, I'm gonna pull my hair out. What do you mean if it's a pay to watch? If you have Amazon Prime, you will be able to watch it. If you are able to watch Amazon Prime originals, you will be able to watch it. Like, if you are able to watch the new Batman show, you will be able to watch the new Wings of Fire show. That's simple. What? What? What to? Uh, it doesn't matter. Somebody's already answered that. I know who I never really liked as a character. Queen Coral. I know, same. Because I'll be fully honest, Queen Coral is the only character in the series who I fear. Like, she is unpredictable. She killed a god just because she was. Just because they were standing there. Just because they were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Queen Coral is the only character who I fear. So that means yes, I fear Queen Coral more than Queen Wasp. This might be the last questions. Yeah, this will probably be the last question. How many more arcs do you think the series should continue? Okay, I think Arc 3 could have been a alright ending if Book 15 had made the landing. But due to that not happening, I'm happy it's getting more. Because with Arc 3, it could have had a good beginning, middle, and end. But due to Arc 3 being Arc 3, we didn't get that. So, like, my limit would be like 5 arcs. I think I think Arc 5 should be the last one. That should be the limit. Because then by that point there's 35 books. So yeah. Should things like time travel be added? I don't think so. Because any time that time travel is added, it does complicate things because it's time travel. I say I say that, but I actually have an idea. I've had an idea for a while, uh, for a story within Wings of Fire that contains time travel. But I think it would be a fun concept for fan fiction. But I don't think it should be added to the actual series. Should Arc 4. Okay, and what might possibly be the last question of the stream? Should Arc 4 have another prophecy, or have none at all? I personally don't want another prophecy. Because the prophecy fit in Arc 1 and Arc 2. I just think the prophecy was just forced in Arc 3. I think Arc 3 would have been better if it didn't have a prophecy. And I hope Arc 4 doesn't have one. So we can have a solely character-driven story. And not have any overlooming prophecies. So yeah. Oh, we have one more question, in which this might be the very last one. Do you think you will ever create a WoW OC? I don't think I will, because OCs, they aren't really my thing. I like enjoying characters that have already been created. The the only situations where I like creating characters is in the worlds that I have created. But I will admit I have been partly close to creating one. Because a while ago on Twitter, I'm going to pull up the image now as I talk to you. Somebody made a image. Somebody made a post that was like, create a Nightwing based on the night that you were born. And so that's what I did. Just I need to actually find it. Just hold on. Hold on. So like, I guess this would be the closest I've come to creating an original character, because I created the design all on my own and we don't have any backstory. And it was based on the night that I was born. So like, it is kinda me, kinda not. I don't know, it's odd. But this character doesn't have any backstory, no nothing. They don't even have a name. And I don't think they ever will. But this is the character. Well, it's not the character, it's the Nightwing that I drew a couple months ago that was based on the night sky on the night that I was born. So, this is the closest that I've come to creating one. And it will probably be the closest, and it will probably be the closest that I ever come. Like, if I ever have a icon, like, a lot, a lot, like how everybody else does, like JMA, Charcoal, Dog Lover Likes Doge, or Hebby's Hebituary, I think it's called. They all have their own characters to present them. If I ever get one like that, it won't be. They won't have a name. It'll be nothing. It'll just be a character to just pose, and that'll be it. Okay, and we. Okay, this will be the last question. Unless I find your next question, unless I find any more questions really interesting, this will be the last one. Do you think Darkstalker should come back? Physically and as a main antagonist, no. He was done well, he was done fine, he should end there. The only situations where I think he could return, or should return, is in connection to Peacemaker. Think of, like, Peacemaker, like, thinking, and, like, hearing Darkstalker in the back of his head. Like, I can't help but think of a piece of fan art that I saw. That was like a cute little innocent Peacemaker at the front, with like a big Darkstalker in chains at the back. If there's any way And if there's any situation where Darkstalker returns, I think it should be mentally talking to Peacemaker, and maybe Moon, since she can read minds. But I don't think he should ever return as a actual antagonist. He's had his time. He's done. Make somebody new. Question: what got you into WoF? This is a video I plan to make in detail in the future. But the Cliff Notes is, friend likes Wings of Fire. Friend introduces it to me, but never mentions the actual series. He offers to give me the book. I never read the book. Years later, after our friendship is long gone, I talk to friend of friend, a different friend of friend, just completely disconnected people, about a channel that I saw in his Discord server. And I was like, ooh, what's that? What's Wings of Fire? And it was like, ooh, it's this book series about dragons. So I looked it up, and I was like, ooh, that's the series that he was on about. I think about reading it. I look at the price of the books. I don't read it. I watch graphic novel dubs instead, until the release of the 4th graphic novel dub, where I get bored of reading. No, where I get bored of waiting and I start reading. There. Okay, this will be the last question, I swear. I swear I can stop. It's not an addiction, I swear. What Wings of Fire characters of main POVs should be killed off or passed away in future books? I don't know. I like all of them. It just really depends on what the story has in mind. If it suits the story, if it pushes the character of that book forward, do it. But I don't think we should start killing off characters just for the sake of killing off characters. If you kill a character off, it has to have meaning. It has to have a function. How does it affect people? How will it affect the audience? Because that's something you have to keep in mind. Like, we will probably never see the death of Glory or Sundu, because, like, they're too popular. And, like, if they died, like, most readers would be angry and just leave. But as for what characters, I would say any characters. Anyone's up for the chopping block. I just think it really depends on who the story is following and if it's required. So there we go. And that is it. After 2 hours and 13 minutes, that is the final book. The final book? No. The final question. So, it's been over a year now. And I cannot be thankful enough for this channel. Because I love this channel to bits. I love you lot. You lot are hilarious, and you're a lot more funny than me. And it's always a pleasure to upload a video because A, it's fun to make, I like making them, and I love seeing your reactions. Because this channel was originally only supposed to run for like 6 months tops. I was originally just gonna come in, read through books, give my thoughts on them, and then leave. And like maybe get like 20 subs tops. But no! Of course things couldn't be simple when it comes to me. Of course that video just had to blow up, and I tell ya, I don't regret this one bit. I love this. And fun fact, that first video, I created that because I was bored. Like, I wrote a script for that because I had really bad writer's block before writing a university essay. So I had that in the back of my head, and I was like, oh, I should get this out. I should write the script, and then I'll be able to write my essay, in which I passed the essay. But after I wrote the essay, I said, you know what? I'll record the video. And then I was like, you know what? I'll edit the video. And then I was like, you know what? I'll upload the video. Because originally, that first reading, that second video of me talking about the first arc, that was originally supposed to be my first ever video on Wings of Fire, on this channel. And I don't think this channel definitely wouldn't be where it is today if it wasn't for that first ever video. If I went with my original plan of that being my first video. Like, I will probably never top the British Nightwing video. And you know what? I don't mind it. Because it's just a fun video. It's a funny idea, it's a funny concept. It's somewhat well done. And without it, I wouldn't be here with you lot. In which I just want to say, thank you all so much for watching. And supporting me across this year. And here's to many more. And I hope I'll see you there. So this has been I nearly said Dr. Indominus. I almost did the intro. I almost did the outro for my other channel. So this has been Scorched Scales. So I'll do it from the beginning. So thank you so much for watching. I have been Scorched Scales. Thank you so much for this last year. And I'll see you another day. Now I'll just end this quietly.